going up against the Seahawks, who come in at 5-5. With that, let's hand it over to Brandon Gotton and Charles Davis. They've got the call of this Week 12 matchup.
All right, Larry, we are at a site that's played host to 2 Super Bowls, and that's Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Seattle Seahawks and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Jameis now on first down. And incomplete to open things up. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And it's second down. And a look at the offense that is hoping to put some points up in bunches here in this one. So the incomplete pass brings up second down. On second down, Winston again. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Jacob Tamme, there. And it's third down. The Seahawks, here's their defensive lineup.
When Bobby Wagner's career is said and done, people are going to look back and say he was an absolute steal in the NFL draft. A Pro Bowl player for any team.
And he motions the wide receiver. On third down, Winston. Looking deep downfield. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
On fourth down, the Bucs will call on Anger. Brian Anger to punt it away. Back deep, Antonio Brown. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Thomas Rawls with his first carry. And some room to work. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And he will finally be taken down, but not before he reaches the 38. A big run that time by Rawls. 42 yards. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. Back to the ground on first. Again, it's Rawls. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4. And a tackle there by Quan Alexander. The starters for the Seahawks of Seattle on the offensive side. Charles, they could use a big game from Thomas Rawls.
And they really loved what they got out of him last year because an undrafted player is not supposed to give you nearly 6 yards of carry in production, and that's exactly what he did. They need a big game out of him, and they expect it.
Give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's third down. And a quick look at the Buccaneer defensive starters.
Levante David is a tackling machine. He's always where the ball is.
They run with a power back. Rawls. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. That'll make it fourth down after a loss of 1. Now Lutz for the field goal try. This one from 48 yards away. And this one's not close. Not even close. Short and to the right. It's no good. And this will remain a scoreless game. So a bit of a weird kick there. That wasn't an overly long attempt, but that never had a chance.
You almost wonder if he might have maybe got that one on the laces because it kind of knuckled on him a bit. And this one winds up in empty possession.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3 and out.
And now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. Jameis to throw it. He's got that one complete to Eddie Royal. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Winston now to throw on first down. Bringing it in, Jackson left side. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Now a 2nd down throw for Winston. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
They'll throw again. Winston. It's caught by Mike Evans. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
So much about offense is what you call hidden. Yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And that is no good. And this will remain a scoreless game. So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon, so apparently neither guy is immune.
And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And they were in field goal range the last time out, but couldn't connect.
And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Not too many more ideal situations than 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Rawls, the lone man in the backfield. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Paul Richardson, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field. And that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control. And how about the end result? A touchdown.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. So incomplete on first. Let's see what 2nd down has in store. They'll come out in the pistol. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. On 2nd down, Martin. And an alley to run. And he'll cut it out to the sideline. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Now that's the Doug Martin we saw, not just in his rookie year when he burst on the scene out of Boise State. But how about in 2015 when he earned a big-time contract extension from Tampa Bay?
Yeah, you mentioned it, from Boise State, 31st pick back in 2012. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL, and a lot of that is the speed of the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses, and now we're seeing it in the NFL. Those same guys using their speed to make plays in the backfield, similar to that one.
And that will be caught, but out of bounds. Out of bounds, ruled incomplete here.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done. A nickel look by Seattle on third down.
Yep, 5 defensive backs now. Winston from the gun on third down. Over the middle to Evans. They'll get 11, but still a little short. Fourth down.
When Mike Evans sees man coverage, I don't think he's the only guy who gets excited. I'll guarantee the guy throwing the ball does, because guess what? He's got a lot of options about where to place it because of Mike Evans' size and frame.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. On 4th down, they do snap it to Winston. Complete. He finds Braid. Well, the coaches mentioned they weren't as concerned about big play offense. They thought they could get some shorter, quicker stuff and be consistent. And that's kind of what they showed there.
What they saw in preparation, what they saw on film, is a defense that likes to get out fast in terms of coverage, meaning they either bail out or they give them a lot of space to throw the underneath stuff, so they decide they take advantage of it and worked on it hard in practice this week.
On 1st and 10, Winston. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I wouldn't be shocked at all right now if there's a look of surprise on the big fella's face, because he had the route that he wanted, running the corner, and usually he's able to use his body and catch the football, but a really nice play by the defenders, able to knock it away.
Second down following the incompletion. Again, we'll see the pistol here. A second down throw for Winston. It's caught left side. Tammy. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Jameis again. And Tammy with it over the middle. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 40. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Bucs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. And we'll see what the decision is here as they've got a 4th and 1 coming up. Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th. Now Winston on 4th down. And that's caught by Tammy. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. Give him 18 yards on that one. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. A first down throw for Winston. Trying to get it to Jackson, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. As Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan, and Thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive. And we'll see if they can do just that. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Lavonte David coming hard from that linebacker spot. He drops him for a loss of 11. Big sack on 2nd down. Now the offense needs to convert here on 3rd. Third and long. It's Wilson. Forced out to his left. Now he'll throw deep left side. And got his man complete. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch. And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there. 2nd down now after the incompletion. 2nd and 10 now. Wilson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Antonio Brown with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. And it's good to make it 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now the Buccaneers offense gets set to head back onto the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover? The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before. I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad. I like that even better. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's 2nd down. On 2nd down, Winston again. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball, and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense. Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. On 3rd down, Winston. And this is caught by Jackson. And he will have a first down as they get into the ground at the 37. I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they? They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down. And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game. It's caught left side, Tammy. And he's going to be out of bounds, but able to take it inside the 40-yard line. 23 yards on the play. Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there. They go play action here on first down. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down. 2nd down here after the incomplete pass. I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it. Got rid of it. No one got it. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down. I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And Tammy with it over the middle. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. They missed a field goal earlier, so possibly as a result, that's why they're going to try to go for it here on 4th down. The first carry here for Jaquiz Rogers. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27.
Well, this season's going nowhere. No reason not to go for it. And it's a rare success for them as they keep the drive alive.
Back to the ground. This time it's Martin. Down right around the 25. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And the seemingly endless drive continues. They come out here in the eye. Again, it's Martin. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a first. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Tampa after this timeout. And now it's a 3rd and 4 situation for the offense. Jameis to throw it. And Winston lost the football.
And a little bit of good.
And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And that'll be off the crossbar and out. It's short. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Steps away to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and very short. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
But one thing that's confirmed is that Russell Wilson knows how to elude pressure. And he finds openings to throw the ball, and he does the same thing in running it. He lost about 300 yards from last season in his rushing total. But I think that's a good thing. People respect his running ability so much, it's opening up pass lanes for his team.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Levante David. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
One receiver to the left is Evans. To throw, Winston. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Winston from the gun on 3rd down. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
And the Seahawks have picked it up.
And that's what friends are for.
Right. As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turned it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
They go back to the air here after the INT. Dancing to his left. Now he'll square up and throw deep left sideline. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
Fans do love the long ball, don't they? And he already found his guy once. Tried to give him another chance there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Couldn't connect, but as you alluded to, he does have that touchdown from earlier, trying to keep him in the rhythm. On second down, Rawls. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? And almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
Wildcat look. Here's Rawls. And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. So we have, yeah, that's perfect. 2, Davis, deep. I gotta go. Okay, and sorry about that. Didn't know Larry got cut off early. We are back and ready for the third quarter. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Second half starts with a run by Rawls. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. So nothing there. I don't know that that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it was the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain.
On second down, here's Wilson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
And the box with an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out, fumble. And first and goal is what it will be at the 6-yard line. Excellent field position. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right. Every team we ever talk to that continues to run the ball in a game, even when they haven't had much success, all talks about attrition.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Rodgers, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bucs capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Here's Connor Barth for the point after. And that one makes it 14-7. is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Seattle now. Ready to march out of the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
First down, this is Rawls. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Shift together here from the D-line. Rawls, the lone man in the backfield. And they'll give it to him here. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. And now they're in the hurry-up. Here's Wilson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, we gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. Now Jameis on 2nd down. And Tammy with it over the middle. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Simple slant route, and part of a really nice hard throw by the quarterback.
Nice timing between the quarterback and the receiver. They were perfectly in sync, and he put it right on him on the inside route.
Winston now to throw on 1st down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Down the numbers. There he goes. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Just about to say he had missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. first down throw for Winston. And he's got his man, the tight end Tammy. And now a fumble. The ball's out. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down for a nice little gain.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
And the wideout in motion. Bruce Miller, the fullback, his first carry. So there you go, holding by the offense, and that'll push him back.
Changes everything now as you try and figure out what your playbook has for you. Longer yardage situations, tougher to execute and pick up first downs.
Second down, Winston. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. So 3rd and 7 and an extra defensive back on the field here.
Definitely want to play coverage here.
He's got Evans. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
First down, Winston. Drops it off to Martin. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll be second down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make someone miss in the open field.
That one goes for 24 yards.
Okay, what can't Deshaun Jackson do? Right, we know about the catches. We just saw another one there. Also gets involved in the return game, and he can break big plays like that. We've seen him do it throughout his NFL career.
We have. What are you thinking of anything in particular?
Yeah, I'm still remembering a certain Giants punter not following orders, and Deshaun Jackson made that big-time return all the way back for a game winner in that one. I still remember seeing the looks of disbelief on the Giants sideline.
Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. They run it again with Martin. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line is just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you've got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe you keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
Back now in Tampa. It's Buccaneer football, but they've got work to do. They find themselves behind here to start the fourth quarter. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. One man in the backfield, that's Martin. To throw, Winston. And this is going to be incomplete. So Winston departs, and on is Connor Barth to try the field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Barth puts it through. And that cuts into the deficit. It's now 20-10. So the drive takes them inside the 10, but it ends with just 3.
And a nice job defensively to rise up and make sure they didn't get in.
This one taken from the 7. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
On first down, Wilson. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And that's caught inside the 35. It's a big play there for Seattle. 47 yards. A good grab there by the former Central Michigan man, Antonio Brown.
And he ate up some real estate on the catch too, didn't he? I think the most impressive part of it, though, if there's a chance for him to get the football, even though he was covered well, he somehow finds a way to get it.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. A 10th carry for Thomas Rawls. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
It's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take. Puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
It's a loss of 7. And now it's third down. One back is Lacey. Third and long, it's Wilson. And he finds Jimmy Graham. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. And he rifles one incomplete. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. So the incomplete pass brings up second down. Back to the ground attack. It's Rawls. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down. Defense thinking pass. They've got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. On third down, Wilson. Buying time to his left. He's got Kearse. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Jermaine Kearse, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And this will be a touchback. Last year would have come out to the 20. This year they'll move it out to the 25-yard line. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the three-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super toe.
Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, there was a trust factor in that call, turning and handing it to the big man in the backfield, trying to pick up the first down. But how about the defense? They were ready for him, and they were able to stop him.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Desperation time. Winston on 4th down. And it is incomplete. The Bucs try it on 4th down but come up empty. And the Seahawks will get the football back in outstanding field position. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. This is Rawls. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Well, I'd say that run's pretty emblematic of what we've seen all day long. No matter what they've done on offense, this offensive line has controlled the line of scrimmage, giving them time to throw it, run it, do whatever they wanted. That's why there are points up on the board. And right now, the psyche of the offense, we're in control, and we can do whatever we feel like doing out here on the field.
Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. A running play for Rawls. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
They go again with Rawls. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go. So following the run, we'll see what they do here on 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And that is incomplete.
Now let's go ahead and try and get into the body and the mind of the linebackers. Yeah, I know they're bigger and stronger than I ever was, but in this situation, they understood what was going on as much as the offensive guys, because the offensive guys always taught, find the first down sticks and make the play. On defense, what do you want to do? Guard the first down line. Make sure they don't get there and tackle them in front. They're able to drop in their zone coverage, figure out where the first down line was, and end up making the play, swatting it away so they couldn't get the completion.
Well, it's still a good-sized lead, so they haven't necessarily needed him, but this is now 2 missed field goals for him in this game so far.
Yeah, and the question now is, will he be prepared when they do need him? Whether that's later in this game or sometime down the line, having a kicker you can count on is definitely imperative.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Winston gives to the tailback, Martin. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game. I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this third down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And this kick will be touchdown as they spot it inside the 45-yard line. As Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Defensively, there's still 3 timeouts. Do you even need to use them at this point?
I think a lot of coaches do it anyway, and it seems like cosmetics to us.
Does it just send a message you're not quitting?
Send a message that you're not quitting. Let your team know you're going to battle all the way, and you're always hoping for that ultimate miracle that something will happen, you'll pick up the ball and score, and you'll have a chance one more time and maybe on an onside kick, but not likely.
Well, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a little extra special, isn't it?
It is because, let's face it, in most cases, you're not expected to go on the road and win in the National Football League. It just doesn't usually compute. So to get out there, get that done, and then head back to your city with one in the victory column, oh, that's a fantastic feeling.
So for the Seahawks, they move back over 500 now at 6-5. And they'll return home next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for the Buccaneers, their luck may have run out as they fall to 4-7 now in the year. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head down to San Diego for a matchup with the Chargers. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long from Tampa.